Hi everyone, this is Girish, and in this video we will be talking about Amazon SNS, which is a simple notification service. In this video we will particularly be checking out how to create subscriptions and how to apply filter policies so that a particular message is sent to a particular subscriber, not to all the subscribers. What is Amazon SNS? It's a simple notification service, and it's basically a managed messaging service provided by AWS. It provides a message delivery from publisher to subscriber, basically to decouple them, and it's used between application to application communication as well as application to person communication, for example, SMS or a mobile push. At the heart of SNS, there is something called topic. Topic is a communication channel, which is very high throughput communication channel. It is managed by AWS and it scales as the number of messages grow. It uses a push-based modeling. So the clients subscribe to topic. Whenever a message arrives at the topic, it is pushed to the clients. And it supports many-to-many messaging, which means multiple publishers can publish to the same topic and multiple subscribers can receive from the same topic. There are several subscriber types which are supported in the Amazon SNS. For example, Lambda, SQS, email, HTTP endpoints, etc. You can get the whole list in Amazon documentation. If I were to display this in a diagram, it would be something like this. We create an SNS topic. Now, whichever client wants to subscribe, they will subscribe to this particular topic from which they want to receive the message. Once the subscription is done and a message arrives at the topic, this message is pushed to all the subscribed clients. This is in the nutshell how SNS works. Now, what we are trying to demo is a particular message should only be sent to a particular subscriber based on their filter policy. Let's see how that works. In this particular example that we'll be developing, we'll create an SNS topic and we will subscribe 3 different types of emails. It could be any client, but email would be much easier to deal with for this demo. And so we will create 3 different emails and subscribe those emails to this particular topic. For example, business@mycloudtutorials.com, dev@mycloudtutorials.com, and ops@mycloudtutorials.com. Let's say we have an application or we have many applications which send messages to this topic. And some of those messages should only go to the business email. Or some of those messages should only go to dev or ops because there's an application error and business may not have as much of a leverage to solve that problem, but developers and operations people should definitely take a look at that. So how can we achieve this? So we can achieve this in the following way. While creating the subscription, we can also create a filter policy, which is nothing but a rule, which says, if my message attributes has a target of business, then only I want to receive this message. Similarly, if a message attribute target has a value of dev, I want to receive the message to this email, and so on. So we will see this in a hands-on demo, and let's go to AWS Management Console to start the demo. So here I'm in my AWS Management Console. Let's go to simple notification service, or you can also search here for SNS. So in this account, I do not have any topics created so far. So let's start with the first topic. Actually, I have created some scripts, and let's just do it with the script because in general, normally while creating AWS projects, you will be using some sort of either infrastructure as code or CloudFormation to create these. Although we can create it in the console also, but I think it would be helpful to understand how we can create these as a script. So let's start we'll first create a topic, and I'm going to, this particular script file is also available on my GitHub channel, GitHub repo, which is GitHub. I'll put the link in the description, but it's GitHub at my cloud tutorials in AWS demo section. So let's check the, let's create a topic. So, and I'm assuming that you have the AWS CLI configured and the user has the permissions. If not, please set up the AWS CLI. So when you create a topic, what you will get back is a topic ARN. And this is the topic ARN that we got. And if we check in our AWS Management Console, we should see that topic created. Refresh the page, the topic is created. And now, as we can see, there is no existing subscription so far. So what we will do in the next is I will replace all these AWS account IDs with my the account ID that got returned in the topic ARN. So let's do that. So what we'll do is first we create our very first subscription, and I'm going to use the Yopmail email. It's easier and it's temporary email. So what we are doing here is we are using Amazon CLI to subscribe this particular email to this particular topic that we created, and the protocol is email. What we are also specifying here is an attribute saying that this is my filter policy. So if my message attribute has a target dev, then only I want to receive this message. Otherwise, I do not want to receive the message. So let's create this subscription. And the subscription is created. And when the subscription first gets created, it's always in the pending state because the user or the email should confirm the subscription. So what we will do is we'll go to Yopmail. And we'll go to say dev, and I have a notification from AWS which says please confirm this particular subscription. So we will just do that. If I go back to my SNS and refresh the page, you will see that this particular email is confirmed and should be able to receive messages whenever we publish a message to this topic. If I click on this subscription link, you will see that the filter policy also get applied that we created. So here we say that if the target is dev, then only I want to receive the message. Let's do the two other subscriptions and we'll confirm them both. So second one, I'm doing it for the business and then for the ops. So let's do it. Let's go back to our management console and refresh, and you should see two more pending confirmations. And what we'll do the same way. We'll just go to another Yopmail and we'll go to business, and we see a notification here. So confirm this, and we'll also go to another tab where we will confirm the ops subscription. So all my subscriptions should be confirmed at this point, and if I send a message, we should be able to receive those messages. So let's do that, how we send a message. We will again use the AWS CLI to send a message. Now this is my very first message, and it says AWS SNS publish to this particular topic. And the message structure is string. It can be JSON or different other ways as well. You should check the documentation. The message body is sample message body for dev, and this should be only sent to dev. And how we control that is by applying the message attributes. Here the message attribute target says that the string value is dev. That's how our rule gets kicked in, and we should see that this is only sent to dev, not to QA, or sorry, not to business or ops. So let's send this message and see what happens. Okay, so message ID is generated. That means our message has been published on this topic. So let's check our email. This is our dev inbox, and yes, I see a message coming to dev email which says sample message body for dev, and it should only be sent to dev. So if I refresh my business email, I do not have that message. This is the last message that we got for subscription confirmation. Similarly, if I go to ops email, I do not have that message here either. Let's do the same thing for other checks for the business as well as the ops. So I'll send a message with the attributes which says target is business. In that case, I should get a message on the business email. I'm not having it at the ops. Let's go to business. And the business has this particular email because the rule kicked in and it only sent it to this particular subscriber. And we should check dev. Dev should not have it either. We can also try one more scenario. I mean, we can try ops, but I think you got the point. Let's try to see how we can send a message to more than one subscribers. So here we can say this particular message should be sent to business and the dev subscriptions. So let's try that. So if I go to dev email, I should see that a message came here which was supposed to go to both business and dev. So our business email should also have the message. Yes, and the ops email should not have this message because the rule kicked in and it only sent it to dev and business. And let's do one more try where we send it to dev and ops, and in this case it should only receive by dev and the ops emails, not the business email. This is ops email, and if I refresh, you got this message which is supposed to be sent to dev and the ops. Business should not have this message, and dev should have the dev and the ops message. So as you can see, we were able to control where this push message go to based on these subscription filter policies. And this is a very powerful feature. Otherwise, you would end up creating multiple topics and subscribe the individual emails to those topics, and also then your publishing application would have to send messages to 2 or 3 different topics so that it could be delivered to multiple clients. So that's it for this demo. I will have some more demos for SNS and maybe some other AWS services in future. Let's go and check our presentation. This is what we were able to achieve, although I used Yopmail, but this is what we were able to achieve. We were able to create subscription with filter policies so that we only receive particular types of messages. Cleanup is very easy. In this case, what we will do, we'll go to topics and we will delete this particular topic. And we will also delete all the subscriptions. Okay, it's all clean. I think that's it for this demo. Please like, share, and subscribe for more AWS videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.